I want to welcome everybody to the new STG Strength and Power. This is stage 5. We're going to do a walkthrough, show some of the equipment that we have on the floor. We're going to start with all the compound leg machines. So we got the Pendulum standing squat with the new XT arms. Great piece. The West Side Barbell hip belt squat. We got this brand new from Legend. This is the Hammer H squat, close to 10 feet tall. Picked this up from our friend Eric McKay at No Bull. The Powernetics bear squat. The Powernetics stuff's really heavy duty. The Seated Squat Pro, in my opinion, the best leg press that you can buy on the market today. Behind it, we got our pendulum sign from Tyler Hobson. We are an official pendulum gym. Moving along, the leverage leg press, old school Nautilus. It's also one of my favorite ways of training calves. Elite FTS power squat. We picked this up from Dr. Ken Leisner, who unfortunately just passed away. Because I bought it off him, I was able to spend some time speaking with him. He was a great guy. He'll be missed in the industry for sure. Next to that, it's the Randy Coil swing squat. Very rare machine. These are all handmade by Randy himself. All about extreme depth. You can really get into a full squat on this machine. Moving down, hammer strength deadlift. We've modified the handles. We cut off the old handles with the foam bars and put on bars that we chopped up. We chopped up a power block. Really brings the machine to life. Maybe the most sought after leg press out there. This is the Avenger. I've had this for over a decade. Gets a ton of use. Now we're going to move into something we're very proud of. These are the Med-X medical machines. We're the only gym in Canada that's the full 5 set. Starting with the cervical extension. We got this from Dr. Kudlak. Of course, the medical lumbar. We actually have 2 of these, but we only have 1 on the floor. The medical torso rotation. This is probably the heaviest machine in the gym. And we got this through Ken Kipler. Came out of a facility in Quebec. This was the only one that was ever shipped into Canada. Moving across, the Med-X Rotary neck. Very rare piece. This was in Roger Schwab's mainline facility. Roger helped us acquire it. He has done a lot to help us better our facility. And then to finish off the medical machines, the leg extension. This one was completely restored. Again, Ken Kipler helped us acquire this piece. We're going to move on to the Nautilus section. And as most people know me, Nautilus was really my first love in the fitness industry. So this is the pull over with the torso arm combination machine. Just absolutely nails the lats. Right behind it, possibly the hardest exercise we have in the gym, which is the compound leg extension right into a leg press. This piece came out of Florida. I should say the previous piece came from Bill Casto. It was the first of 2 Nautilus machines I ever bought. The dual squat. It's the super dual squat with the 500 stack that came out of California. Very simple first gen leg curl. Came from my buddy Kevin. He's in Ontario. This is the super geared hip and back. Came out of just outside of Seattle, I believe, and we've completely restored it. New pads, new powder coat, new bearings. Out of that same facility, the Infometric bench press, and this is the one that adjusts into 3 different positions. It does incline, flat, or decline, all restored. Compound position tricep. I got this from another good friend of mine, and I believe this is the last of the ones we've completely restored. There's more to come. compound position bicep. This came from Steve Cass. We actually had a blue one with aluminum cams, but we traded him for the spider cam version. A lot of people ask me what's my favorite machine in the whole gym, and this has got to be close. This is just the old Nautilus plate-loaded pullover. Been completely redone with bearings. Came from Josh Trentin in Ohio, and I actually haven't had it on the floor for a while because it really only suits larger individuals. But now that we have the space, it's back and we use it all the time. Beside that, we have the two low friction back machines from Nautilus. We have the row, and then we have the pull down. These came out of a gym in Miramichi, New Brunswick. I never got to meet the owner. He had passed, and it was his landlord that sold most of these pieces, but they're fantastic. Nautilus neck and shoulder. This is the first generation with the very small stack. It also has a spider cam on it. Brand new pads from Full Circle Padding. This is the iconic machine. I want to restore it one day, and it might be the only machine that I leave blue instead of red and black. But it is the deluxe model time machine pullover torso arm, and it uses one weight stack instead of the two with the version that they sold for most other sales. We're going to come around and we get into some of the really cool Nautilus stuff, some really rare stuff. We got the double shoulder, probably one of my favorite ways of exercising. The shoulders, it's just the lateral raise right into the press. It just nails you. In behind, we have the plate-loaded bicep tricep that came from our good friend Jim McBride in Rochester. Gonna sneak around. The first of the Omni machines, and we're, I believe, the only gym that has all four of the Omni machines in a commercial setting. This is the Omni Bicep. Again, it's got quite the lineage. Dr. Ken Leisner did own it at one point. My friend Andrew in New York owned it for a bit, and then I got this from Jeffrey Mule. Coming back around, probably the two rarest pieces in the gym. This is the Nautilus Omni Shoulder Press. This also came from Steve Cass. Beside it, the Omni Chest Press. Roger Schwab helped us acquire this. He's done a tremendous amount for the gym. I always thank him for it. The double chest. This was one of two machines that I bought the very first time I bought machines. This and the double pullover. And this came from Bill Casto. The first deal was with Bill Casto. We're going to come down the line here. This is the Nautilus dual poly pullover, rare machine, completely restored. Also came from Steve Cass. Now this is kind of cool. This is the lat adduction with the behind the neck pull down and the rowing torso right beside it. And we put it all in a line with the double pullover because this was Arthur Jones's ultimate lat routine. So you did all 5 motions without break. So if someone wanted to attempt that, they could absolutely try it. We're going to get some of these Nautilus machines that are in the middle here. This is the Super Forearm machine. It has extension, flexion, supination, pronation, and grip, all for the hand and wrist. It gets a lot of work. We would like to see it black and red one day. I don't much care for the color. And then in the middle, 10-degree fly, also from Bill Casto. 40-degree fly, I believe that came from New Brunswick. And the last Omni machine was the Omni Tricep. This also came from Josh Trentin. It's been redone with bearings. So with all these Nautilus machines, we believe that we are the only facility in the world that could replicate the Colorado experiment, workout for workout, all 28 workouts that were done in, all 14 workouts that were done in 28 days. So we're going to move down the line. We have most of our plate-loaded equipment, different brands. Just a simple preacher curl bench with some iron grip plates. we get into some of the West Side equipment, and this is the hip and quad and the inverse curl. Interesting story about this. This was the first set sent to Canada. It was sent to our good friends in Toronto at Fortis. Sean Kelly is the owner, and they actually ordered the two versions of this machine that had onboard plate holders, and it's kind of a testament to his character, and also Louis' character, who of course designed the machine. They sent them two brand new machines, and he had just told Sean, just keep the ones that we sent wrong. But Sean sold them, and he took all the money and he sent it directly to Louis. So Louis rectified the situation, the wrong machines, and then Sean, with his character, he sent all the money for these to Louis. So a lot of good character in this industry. Beside it, this is the dual extension machine. This is the one that we designed off of Arthur Jones's articles from the early 70s talking about the ultimate exercise machine. It took us a couple years. It was built with Simon Schofield at Future Prototype, so we're very proud of it. Next is the Hammer wide chest. Hammer made a lot of cool machines, and they made about 5 or 6 chest machines, and this was always my favorite, so we had to pick it up. Next to it, very sought after flex chest press. I want to get this one done black and red. My friend Joe Polito, he's in New York State. He helped me acquire this. We got a bunch of these black and red pendulum machines, and they just make the gym. They function so well. It was Eric McKay who helped me get a deal with these. It was the University of Miami, University of Miami in Ohio, that allowed us to buy these. Simple Hyperextension Bench. Now this is a piece I'm really proud of. This started off as a Cybex classic standing calf raise, and we actually completely changed it over. It has a TK Star pedal on the bottom, or a TK Star foot plate, and then we put on handles so we can do forced repetitions, and then we also put on some horns, so it takes the 400-pound stack, and with the plates we can go up to about 1,000 on it. Just shifting over to the front, just got the power blocks. They go up to 125. They work really well. We have the Atlantis cables. It's the best set that they have. It doesn't require a cross member, so you can put them in any position that you want. Rogue deadlift platform. We got some of the Ivanko calibrated plates, and that is an Oki deadlift bar from Ricky Dale Crane. Excellent bar. We're known as kind of a gym with real cool machines, but we do love our free weights. So T-grip barbell. We got a custom fat bar, custom easy bar. We got the Texas Power bar, and then also in the rack we have the Ivanko barbell, the stainless version, which is just fantastic. That is the West Side barbell power rack. Works fantastic. We love all the adjustments, especially for the bands, and then the micro adjustment for the bar height. Hammer tibia flexion. We actually searched for one of these for years. Steve Cass managed to get us one. Nautilus rotary shoulder. We use this all the time. We got this from John Little. We use it for rehabilitation of the rotator cuffs pretty much daily. Nautilus multi-exercise, chins, dips, calves, you name it, you can pretty much do it on here. This also came from Bill Castro. I think this was the second big deal I did with him. I bought 4 or 5 machines off him. Hammer strength gripper, simple machine, works great. Coming back to the middle of the gym. Lat pull down with 4 stacks. Nothing special here. We just have all our attachments, all our grips. This was a monolift that was used in a lot of meets down in the Wisconsin area, and we completely redid, new powder coat, new logos. I believe it was made by Amerilift. I should mention that with the lat pull down, we like to use the maximum advantage grip bars. We find them to be ergonomically correct. They're much easier on people's hands and wrists, so we use them all the time. Atlantis T-Bar Row. It's my favorite version of the T-Bar Row because of all the grip options that it gives you. One of my pride and joys here, this is the Pendulum Three-Way Row, and we actually bought this brand new from Pendulum, and Brian Dawson helped us out with this. We got custom red pads on the red and black machine. It's a showpiece in here. Hammer strength. This is the ground-based high pull. We bought this on a recommendation from our good friend David Feather, who's got the craziest collection I think anywhere in the world. We use it for shoulders. You can use it for shrugs, but actually pulling the handles apart for side delts is really what brings this machine to life. Coming back around to the other black and red pendulum machines. We want everything to be black and red one day. The Lat Pull Down, the same deal that was with Eric McKay. Probably the most common piece in this gym. This is the hammer strength high row. If there's any set of machines I thought hammer strength really got the most correct, it was their back machines. I like almost all of them, and this was my favorite, so we had to pick one up. Pendulum shoulder incline press. I think Pendulum and Tyler Hobson really outdid themselves with this one. If I was running a very, very small facility, this would be my go-to because you can do chest press, incline press, and shoulder press all from one seat. Speaking of Tyler Hobson, this is one of his original pendulum grippers, the OG as they call it. Probably the best gripper I've ever used. Behind it, this is another piece that's getting a tremendous amount of traction in the fitness community. This is the Dynavex Gluteator. This may be the best glute isolation exercise and machine that I have ever used. We're really happy to have it here. We've met the guys who made it at the Resistance Exercise Conference. It gets a ton of use. Anyone looking to put a real small machine, real small footprint, really effective machine into their gym, they got to look at this up, Dynavex Gluteator. Hammer strength seated calf. This machine's okay, but we've actually purchased a TK Star supersonic seated calf that's going to be replacing it. Very cool machine here. This is a Cybex advanced chest press, and I remember watching all the old footage of Charles Glass training people at Gold's Gym with this. You could do the fly and the press. It's essentially like holding two dumbbells, but with the stability and the safety of having a machine. And then we actually have Charles's pad, his godfather of bodybuilding pad, that gets moved around the gym and used quite a bit. Beside that is the donkey calf raise, the Precor Icarian. It's my favorite version of the donkey calf raise. Fantastic piece. We're going to come back out to the laneway. This is an Atlantis chin dip. Now, we bought this from Randy Roach, and this is really cool. He's modified it. It has additional handles on the dips, so one can do Gironda-style dips. And then at the top, he actually made the handles so they rotate 360 degrees, so we can pick any grip that we want. So he did a fantastic job. We had to pick it up off him. These were the other Nautilus low friction machines. This is the bench press, and then I'm going to swing around and show you guys the dip. So these all came from the same gym in Miramichi, New Brunswick. These were the precursors to the MedX machines. I like them because the mechanics are great, but they had really heavy weight stacks, unlike the MedX where they geared the stacks to make them easier. Finishing off with the plate-loaded equipment, the Pendulum reverse Glute-Ham. This paired with the Dynavex Gluteator, in my opinion, is about the best glute workout that you can get, but this of course works the hamstrings and the lower back too. I do love my Nautilus super geared hip and back, but this one is so smooth, so easy to get in and out of. This came from the University of Missouri. So coming to the far wall here, what we want to do is we want to put all the MedX machines in a row. All the blue and white ones came from the same deal. They were from Kansas City. Actually, I made a mistake. The last machine, the Pendulum, that came from Mississippi. All the blue and white ones came from Kansas City, Missouri. And we just put them in the logical sequence of, we've got the legs down at the far end, moving into back, moving into chest, and then to arms. You could do a complete Med-X style workout just by staying on the same wall. The chest press we got done red and black. It's probably my favorite of the Med-X pieces. Pull down row. The pullover, we actually picked this up from our friend Greg Outlaw. We had a blue and white one, but we bought the black and red version from him. Leg curl, hip abduction, adduction, seated leg curl. We have the entire set of Med-X. So every selectorized one they made, except for we don't have the low back anymore. We sold it when we bought the medical version. Leg press, the torso flexion, the hip extension. The hip extension we actually bought from our friend who's sadly passed away, Robert Sawyer. He had the fitness barn in Virginia, and he was a fantastic guy. We miss him, but part of his gym is here at STG. Almost finishing off here, we got the core four-way neck, just a fantastic four-way neck from Med-X. They really got this one right. The core torso rotation. We actually were going to sell this, but we kept it because Roger Schwab, he really sold me on the idea that it's easier to put smaller people in this than the medical version that we also have. So we did keep it on the floor. And a couple of oldies here in the corner. This is the original four-way neck with the small stack, and then one of the really sought-after Nautilus Rotary necks, and that came from Lou Halosi. He used to have a gym in Toronto. So that's the facility. We're really hoping that a lot of our friends out there who we talk to on social media, a lot of the people that are traveling in Ontario, they take the time to come by and see us. We'd love to put you through a workout. Love to get you to try out some of this stuff. We're hoping that all of our clients like the new space and like all the new stuff that we got for them to use. It's a nice day outside today, so we're actually going to do a workout ourselves. And one more thank you to my good friend Justin Reinauer. He put up this Halo Lit STG sign for me in the rafters. We got the idea from Michigan and Michigan State, and we hope all of you can find the time to come see us. We'd love to have you. Have a great day.